Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2017-18 school year at Landon. This tradition of gathering in the amphitheater, I think, is a wonderful way to launch a new school year. For those who are new, I say welcome and want to take a moment to introduce them. Any who are new students to Landon, and with a special acknowledgement to the class of 2027, our third graders. Any who are new, could you please stand so we could say welcome to you? Thank you, everyone. We also have new faculty and staff to welcome, and I'll announce their names and their roles and ask that they stand and stay standing, and we can then give them an applause at the end. So I'll announce their names alphabetically. Deborah Baskett is in college counseling. Sandy Blasi is in the library of the lower school. Ryan Callahan, upper school math. Dave Erickson, upper school history and economics. Charles Franklin, assistant head of school for academics. Peter Gallo, director of development. Karina Gershowitz, middle and upper school drama and theater. Eric Harrison, middle school English. Christian Hill, annual giving. Blake Hollinger, upper school admissions. Liz Hudson, stewardship and data management. Meg Klingelhofer, college counseling. Shannon Lechner, lower school, 4th grade. Lucas Metropolis, major in planned gifts. Karina Mims, lower school admissions. Francesca Panarelli, middle school social studies. Grace Morelli, upper school head's assistant. John Rayburn, middle school French and Spanish. And Anna Weiss, upper school math. Welcome to all of you to Landon. To the rest of you, I say welcome back, and I want to give a special acknowledgement today to the class of 2018, our seniors, as they start their penultimate year here at Landon. Seniors, can you stand? Here's the class of 2018, and we look forward to your leadership. Thank you, gentlemen. To all of you, whether new or returning, I say here's to an exceptional year at Landon. And part of that is the leadership that comes from the student body. And we know that Justin Herbert is our student council president. I ask him to come up to say a few words. Justin.
Good morning. Welcome all new faculty and bears, and welcome all returning members of the community. I hope you've all had a relaxing, productive summer and are ready to have another great year here in the White Rocks. Here at Landon, we want people to feel valued and accepted, so let's make sure we get to know the new students. This is an inclusive community. We're like a big family, and everyone deserves to feel comfortable here. Now, I came to Landon in 9th grade, but the time I've been here has been so full of memories that it seemed even longer. This school has opened my life up to so many paths, from acting to engineering to now student government. Landon makes anything possible, and you'll never know where you'll end up. The people you meet here, be it faculty or students, will undoubtedly have a major impact on your life. They help you find who you are as a person. This community is constructive. We strive for excellence in education and character, and we value art, we value strength, and we value integrity. Coming to Landon is one of the greatest decisions me and my family have ever made, and I will be forever grateful. The faculty here are some of the most helpful people in the world. They teach more than just a curriculum. They teach you about values, morality, and life advice. Through sports, I've learned the importance of detail and discipline, and through academics, I've learned the value of hard work and dedication. The world doesn't always need the strongest or the smartest person. It needs the person who will make the best decision. And the faculty here help us become well-rounded, capable men. Don't let opportunities pass you by. Immerse yourself in the culture we create together. Join clubs, act in plays. Try a new sport. Hold nothing back. Don't let this time pass you by. Be yourself, get out of your comfort zone, and take a chance. It's really worth it. I'd now like to address my own class of 2018. We're finally at the top, our last year at this special place. We've been through a lot together, be it funny or sad, and I'm proud to say, and mean it, that I love every single one of you. We're always there for each other, and the bond we have is one of a kind. We started the legendary JV Juice football team with Parker Swensrud and myself on the unstoppable NASCAR package. Tayshauf and Spencer brought improv to a whole new level, some of the funniest moments of my young acting career. I've never seen a guy in a penguin suit cause so much destruction in my life. From talking about Mo's till his haircut to rap battles at lunch, we always have a way of coming together and making the best of memories. That said, at our base, our grade is genuinely a family. It's natural for us to get along. We don't have to change or pretend to be kind. We just act like ourselves, and the best results follow. That's why our senior class chose the motto, stay true. We will stay true to the hard work that has brought us here in the first place. We will never let the temptations or evils get to us. We will always stay true. Stay true to your school. Stay true to your family, your friends, and most importantly, yourself. Truth is at our core as a community. We don't lie, cheat, or steal because we stay true to the virtues that we hold so dear. Having stayed true as our school motto lets the Landon community know that we are very grateful for the time and education they have given us, and that we'd never turn our backs on the school or our brothers. We will stay true to Landon forever. In closing, go Bears, let's have a great year.
Thank you, Justin. Good morning again. Allow me to share a few reflections as we embark together on what I know will be a year of growth and transformation. This summer, I came across a book called 5 Presidents, My Extraordinary Journey with Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, and Ford. It is former Secret Service agent Clint Hill's account of his almost 20 years of service protecting, as the title suggests, 5 different U.S. presidents. Hill, whose image is well known to many of us as the Secret Service agent who leapt onto President Kennedy's car in an effort to shield him and Mrs. Kennedy at the moment of the president's assassination in 1963, later became assistant director of the Secret Service before retiring in the mid-1970s. The book provides an interesting insider's account of the lives of these presidents across a period of tremendous change and upheaval in United States history. But that's not what struck me as I read this book. What struck me was how frequently the word duty comes up. Over and over, Hill references in unassuming ways the term, and more importantly, the idea of duty. It is clear how fundamental duty to country, and in his case, to the office of the president, was to Hill's career as a Secret Service agent. I think that perhaps the term stuck out to me because it is not a word used today as much as perhaps it once was, which is a shame, for we all have personal and moral obligations to others and to various principles, and it's crucial that we not lose sight of them if we are to be the best persons we can become. There is a scene in the acclaimed 1998 World War II movie Saving Private Ryan that speaks powerfully to the notion of duty. As those of you who have seen the movie know, it tells the fictional story of a group of soldiers who have just made it through the D-Day landings on the shores of Normandy, France, only to be sent by Army leadership to find and remove from harm's way an individual paratrooper named James Francis Ryan. This Private Ryan is missing in action somewhere in the midst of the chaos of the 1944 French countryside, and needless to say, this group of soldiers is none too pleased with the dangerous needle in a haystack mission on which they are sent. They ultimately do find and save Ryan, but in the course of doing so, the original 9 soldiers sent to find him all lose their own lives. Near the very end of the movie, the commanding officer who has led this group on its quest to save Private Ryan, turns to Ryan and says very simply, "Earn this, earn it." The movie then fades to the present day where we meet Ryan, now an old man, many years later paying respect at the graves of the soldiers who had given their lives for his. The older Ryan turns to his wife asking for some affirmation that he has been a good man, asking if he has earned the sacrifice of those who saved him. It is a moving moment that speaks to the nature of our personal and moral obligations to others and to the need to do something with what has been given to us by them. It is a powerful message about the enduring and identity-shaping nature of duty. And so what does it mean for us as we start the new school year? I guess I bring this up because I think this idea is central to the overall well-being of the extended Landon community. For we, by virtue of our presence here today, have meaningful responsibilities and obligations to ourselves, to those around us, to those who have been in these seats before us, and to the very idea of Landon, that are, while perhaps not life and death obligations, nonetheless very real, very important. For whether we are students or faculty or administrators, we are not here entirely of our own accord. We are here because others have gone before us, some of whom we will never meet, who have made the Landon experience possible for us. And to all of them, we have an obligation. To them, we have a duty to experience Landon in a way that advances the legacy of the place. So I say we need to earn it. We need to earn the privilege that is right now before us by giving of ourselves every day and by living out the ideals of ethics and honor and civility and perseverance in ways that build up not just Landon, but the extended communities of which we are a part. As Landon community members, we have a duty to do this. I'm mindful that not all live lives showing a commitment to the high-minded principles we set out for you here at Landon. We can find in the news or even in our daily lives examples both large and small of people living, acting, and speaking in ways that are contrary to the principles we as Landon community members have a duty to uphold. I know this. You know this. Indeed, we start the school year only a few weeks and some 115 miles removed from terrible incidents in Charlottesville, Virginia, in which demonstrators marched to advance malicious messages of racism, anti-Semitism, hate. We know, of course, that these ideals have no place at Landon and run fully counter to everything we represent here, or for that matter, in any place of civilized discourse and human decency. Living out the Landon Code of Character means that we are called, that it is our duty always to strongly reject and act against such morally bankrupt, wrong-headed thinking and rhetoric wherever we encounter it. To do anything else would be to demean our duty to one another and to this place. But we can also find in the world around us examples of persons living out commitment to high-minded principle. Many of the stories that have come to us out of the Houston area during Hurricane Harvey are examples of people acting on their personal sense of duty to care for others, an obligation to strengthen the bonds of humanity that connect us all. Certainly one thing that has been amazing beyond the sheer magnitude of that natural disaster has been the scale of selflessness of those who have come to help those in need. I think all of us have seen the images of boat owners from as far away as Oregon and Idaho convening on the flooded regions to save persons whom they have never set their eyes on. This has been a powerful image for me. I heard an interview last week with two men who had trailered their boat from Louisiana to Texas to Houston, in which the interviewer called them heroes. One of the men looked at the interviewer and said almost dismissively, "We're not heroes, these people just needed help." Such examples are uplifting and remind us that the Landon Code of Character also calls on us to lift others up when and where we can. And not so that we can receive a gold star or some sort of adulation, but because, like the man in the interview, the sense of duty impels us to. So as we begin this school year together, I encourage all of us to think about the great good fortune we have in being here and of the responsibility that accompanies that great good fortune, of the obligations we have to this place and to others. I ask that you seek out this year paths that live up to our duties to Landon and its ideals. Because we make up this community and benefit from being a part of it, we have a duty to ensure that Landon remains a place where honor and decency and integrity come first, where hard work and perseverance is embraced without whining or complaint, where accepting responsibility without excuses is the norm, where brotherhood means that every member of the community is cared for and included, where others, whoever they may be, are valued and respected, where competition and achievement are esteemed, but never at the expense of honor or fair play or respect for others, where civility of engagement and decency always supersede meanness, where teamwork and a desire to build others up through our own efforts is present in all we do, where human relationships matter, where we look each other in the eye instead of just burying our gaze in a cell phone, where we care about and consider the needs and views of others right along with, if not ahead of, our own. Let us do these things not only because they represent the right thing to do, but also because we feel a duty and an obligation and a responsibility to earn the privilege of being known as Landon men, Landon faculty, Landon staff, and to advance those names in everything we do. Let us, to use the seniors' motto, stay true to all that Landon offers us and represents. And in so doing, let us make this place an example of how to be, and a place where each day, through our words and actions, we live up to our collective potential. Here's to an excellent year ahead. Thank you all. Now, central to the high-minded ideal set out for us by Landon is our code of character. So I want to ask Mr. Blasky and Justin once again to come forward to speak to us about this.
Thank you, Mr. Neal, for those wise words. This is my 14th year at Landon, and at the start of each year, this opening ceremony reminds me of how incredibly fortunate we all are. We're at a beautiful school with outstanding academics, excellent athletics, superb arts, and wonderful people. But the best part of Landon is a community of trust based upon the values of honesty and respect. These two core values are celebrated in our code of character, which hangs in the corner of every room in our school. But these words mean nothing at all, unless each of us commits ourselves to living them each and every day. Along with the many privileges of Landon come the duties that Mr. Neal just alluded to. And no two are more important than these two. Be honest, be respectful. For the upcoming year, I request that all of us focus on these two fundamentals of character. As I've said before, they are equivalents of blocking and tackling in football. Without them, there are no touchdowns for our offense, no 3-and-outs for our defense. To quote Justin Herbert, we must stay true to these two core values. So what does it mean to be honest? Well, the Landon Honor Code makes it fairly clear. Hanging in each corner is the Landon Honor Code, which states, "I will not lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those who do." It's that simple. We don't do those things here at Landon, ever. No ands, ifs, or buts. And what does it mean to be respectful? Well, again, the Landon Civility Code gives us some guidance. It reads that I will treat all people with respect, civility, and dignity. I will also respect my school, my surroundings, and myself. Model yourself after the young men of Houston who showed respect for all people, as Mr. Neal pointed out, courageously saving those from rising waters in the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey. And as Mr. Neal suggested, let's all denounce the disrespect that was shown by KKK, neo-Nazi, and white supremacists who marched with torches and shouted slurs on the University of Virginia campus in Charlottesville. So today our work begins. It's a new year with a fresh start. And as we do so, I'd like to ask your student council president to come forward to join me on stage. So the Landon Code of Character states as follows, and if you ever need a reminder, just look up. It's on the wall where you'll be anywhere on the Landon campus. Landon School expects its students to become young men of character and integrity, men who behave honorably in all of their actions and relationships with others. Respect drives our civility code. Honesty drives our honor code. Students, parents, and educators, as members of this Landon community, are expected to live by and model these virtues. Justin, if you could read for us the Code of Character Pledge, and then you will sign on behalf of the students, and I'll sign on behalf of the faculty, staff, and administration. Why don't you come on over here? I'm sorry.
As a member of the Landon School community, I understand that I am expected to live by the principles of the Code of Character and to behave honorably in all my actions and relationships with others. I'll support both the intent and the implementation of the civility and honor codes, remembering that respect drives our civility code and honesty drives our honor code.
Thank you very much. Go Bears.